possibility? I'm not sure, but these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Mr. Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-san was assassinated. Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort, which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here, on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, didn't you? You're not the killer. Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety if you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door. That stormy-looking seaman over there will surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with? Do you think I'm going to need something persuasive? What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it, really. I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence now, honestly. By pressuring me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you're in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Osanaga use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin and so on. Alright, yes, I think I might know that we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective evidence he needs. Ah, this is the paper Sierra stuck over one of your doors this morning, isn't it? That's right. Try and stop the cabin steward opening it up and discovering it. Wouldn't it have been better to write it in English if you didn't know Russian? Maybe, but Ofuda paper amulets like this are part of our culture, Inspector. And I thought if I made it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to look inside. It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it? What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill." A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we are still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. The ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So, if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what happened with the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. Captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promised that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep us all safe. It's the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruto-san. Let's move and we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. Ooh, finally out of the cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Hazuman-sama was being sent to the study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous. Even if he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs? Now, Horasan, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to a ship right now. You've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was assigned Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. This looks like a plan of the SS Beria. Shows each deck. Look. The Beria is a large-scale steamship of a triple skin hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually. Oh, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink into the bottom of the ocean? Oh, that's really quite simple now, Hoda-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan. Yes, they're not metal, but they're enormous lumps of earth, many times larger than this. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. That's a huge book on top of the table. There's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Nothing. No reaction at all. Thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Alright, move! Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yes, there are plenty of those back at home in Japan. Although we seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it now, Hodo-san. The trap will snapshot on your fingers. Really? But, I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You know how hungry I've been in that weather. Or you. I'll find you a little snack for you later. Dude, she's sweet, bro. So trad. What do you think that is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm? It says, press on only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, yes, I have to see. What are you doing now, Hodo-san? You mustn't touch it. What's an emergency situation? Just looking at these handguns. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be even in a worse situation. I wish everything would just stop, the ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect everyone else. Bro, what's wrong? Excuse me, but can I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer? That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class ladies' maid? Oh, you seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. Oh, I'm not a sailor. My mother gave me a name. I am senior crewman Biff Strogan. Ooh, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are in the first part of the Muria steamship. We're very important persons. What sort of important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied? Da. Susatos, do you understand it? Sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Rowlett. He is a very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Rowlett is an authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from enslaved Far East Islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Rowlett came aboard? That is not your business. To think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time. I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, for Sylvie, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Are you watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Yeah, all the time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, can you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Hey! Sasato-san, do you understand that? It was clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual, nothing at all. And you didn't hear anything, any strange noises, or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment then. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second-class area, staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. That's the way to the second-class area of ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagined the moment you reached for the head of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started with my talk of running away. There's no way I could run away while Cosmo's death remains a mystery anyway. No, our cabin is Cosmo's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin is in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500 and how many cabins are there? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. No answer. Well, luck, it seems there's no one in there to help with our inquiries. Oh, how annoying. Ah! What was that? Came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Shams! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Shams. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? And how in the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What prey can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. This old man does appear to be the only person in here. In that case, just who just screamed? Get down, all of you, now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe. Yes, that's me. And you are? I'm the one and only, the actual Sherlock Holmes. You heard of me, no doubt. No. I'm a great detective among great detectives. One who adores the colors of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. This man uses the magazine like a business. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We just simply heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. What the? Oh my! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. The case just shook. Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward. This is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsley Roy. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. What do you think you're doing? Ah! This is my cabin. Get out! Can we just have a quick look inside your traveling case, perhaps? No! What a pity. I think we're out of luck. I think you're right. There doesn't appear to be anything more we can do. I agree. But there may be someone else who can. Perhaps the great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Warwick. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing? Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe was waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of protection into service. Oh, and it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Orlick, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what that most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why, the truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out, such methods are most exclusive for the Russians. But can you imagine how the Russian would react when the secret he got is so close to be exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh yes, please. Well then, what are you about to see may well astound you. For I'm about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Could this man be a more heinous portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? From time to time it occurs to me. Is the fellow's dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you or any. That's right, and Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially when first meeting, but I once read it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. Shh, I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering in at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Orlick, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing the most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tensions. You realize yet you have been discovered. Does it not? Oh no, hold a second. I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions in my own eyes. There was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What ineffable wow. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the colors is drained from Mr. Wallet's face. It looks like somehow both Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How? How could you? How could you possibly know such things? You wish to see. Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I accordingly invite you upon a journey of logical discovery that is board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together. So, the dubious looking Russian Mr. Roller, obviously, what catches the eye in the first place? There's an enormous pair of shears in there. And we asked ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question about the bin bag is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roland? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regarding the will of this morning's newspaper, in particular, a fascinating front-page article, which would appear you have read, also Mr. Rollins. I'm sure it's seen no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads Revolutionary. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article is an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond a doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, William Bush. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there. Oh yes, Mr. Rock. Taken unawares, people have purposely to let their eyes stray, you see. Ah, and I assure you the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the fugitive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes, yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What would you possibly be concealing inside the house? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps, one slight enough to fit therein. Don't be absurd. And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me, you're not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'etat, coup duel betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your fugitive glance to find out. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. But there's another most stimulating part. We turn from fleeing revolution to the back page. Renowned prima ballerina or a Novovic ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. According to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the Russian enigma, Lamensky. Who's this? What's up, Diggs? Sasato-san, It was one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes. Could you come here for a moment? I don't know who you are, Diggs, but what's up? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all, go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussions before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah yes, I recall our discussions earlier. At the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Waller does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, part about him abducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly sterling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. No, just at first glance. It is too small, clearly. You'd be likely to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you pushed really hard. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be putting out from the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain lithiness in their bodies. Vinegar? For a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, this whole thing is turning me to a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter most instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seems a little off. Your idea of might be a little off itself, Mr. Stanton. It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering, we might perhaps tactically switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some key words in his deductions? Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure we could do that. We'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going on through my mind. This man has a lot of work. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me. It's not that funny. And you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Where are your handcuffs? Huh? What? How did... If they felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction, I don't believe it. Mr. Sholmes, you're a marvel. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. So, the dubious-looking motion of Mr. Rowland, obviously, what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. And we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an instrument? The answer, of course, is staring right us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you used before. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me. Doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Waller either. Which means I suppose that this deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a key word here, Mr. Hollingside, and see what helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long hard look at Mr. Waller. I wonder if it's really his beard he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. We do manage to find something that's going to fit the sense of Mr. Shaw's reduction then. Then what? I'll leave the rest of you capable hands now, Hollingside. Why might I want to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we can even use to switch around that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Waller really going to use those shears for? Whoa. Whoa. Ah. Those controllers messed up. What? Where's this man gonna cut? Oh. Oh. What the? What's this? It looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks. No. Color's not the point. Point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Waller's head? How's it growing from underneath his thick black hair? Oh yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful. Something's definitely not right.
Yes!
You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair clearly does not fit an ordinary. You're not a man at all, you're a woman, and judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one still very much in her youth. Oh no! If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid of yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on them. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea the old man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise now, Hodison. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry? You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts from Mr. Shaw. I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business. Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Shaw's deduction, shall we? The evidence that is picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. Oh, that's true. Given that Mr. Roy is actually a woman. Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else, something that fits the facts as we understand it. For some reason, this woman needed try and hide her true identity. Feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best.
Yes!
The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right. You hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina Benorovic Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is not Benorovic Ballet's prima ballerina. Miss Nicola Pavlova. Ah! Yo. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nicola Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. The proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, that I speak so much more eloquently and honestly than a mouth. The answer of these single eyes where the fugitive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. This woman, this ballerina, she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside the traveling case at all. No, that's right. It seems that she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective mistakes again. Miss Miller, please now hold us on. You like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Shoulders? Stop. Anyway, there must be something else in here that shows what this woman is up to. Wow, look at that dazzling tiara. I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, you think? Oh, now Roda-san, try it on. What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on? Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful. Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently.
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. I believe this is the tiara worn on stage by dancers in the ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to a tiara pictured here in this newspaper. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. Oh no. Yes, you have left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Ah! I have known No family, no friends. I'm all alone, and I need money. But I didn't steal the tiara. It was a present from, what do you say, an earl of Persia? It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old, and she's a runaway all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Alright, I'll tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now. Come, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have laid eyes on it. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup de duel betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your fugitive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. It's completely changed tack of his deductions now. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to changing circumstances, do you? Maybe. Why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case. Wouldn't have been written on a book that doesn't belong to her. Yes, that's true. But still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. And there has to be another reason why she hasn't opened her case. It must be somewhere in the same area, yes, where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree, that's the only answer. Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. These are rules and passage for travel aboard the SS Burial. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. There was exactly the same notice in our cabin too. I wonder what happens if we break the rules. Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment we used to do in our homicide would probably be left adrift in the freezing cold ocean, or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now? Have I?
Yes!
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. Right? As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or dangerous item will move on its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova, inside your traveling case. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage, a pet. Ah. Elementary. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No, I'm not grievously royal. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said is correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel, which wouldn't have been easy. The Bury is a huge ship, but that's cool. Did she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you summarily recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. You needed to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet, to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave you alone. So, it was just you about to cut your own hair. Who was that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That bird would tinkling the bell, why none other than this young lady naturally. I was so scared when I ran away and shut down. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, what do you say, disguise myself? So no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. You put on the fur hat and big beard. Then just before you came in here, I saw the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut out all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand. At the precise moment, we walked into the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. It's my dear friend inside, my only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone if the captain finds out. Will you say to any of the crew? Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Yes, alright. I'll tell you. Well, Mr. Namahodo? Wasn't it something Mr. Shones? Great deduction? It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. At least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh yes? What? Observe your wrists. My... Ah, your hands. They're cuffed together. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shadows. When and why? There's still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, can't be helped at the moment. Can't really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. Can't go on not knowing. We have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in Diary Readings. Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door? The one last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh, That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest? Perhaps the steam engine exploded? Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed that had happened. Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry. But all I could think about last night was I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening all around me. Oh, I see. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovic Ballet? Yes. I'm traveling to Great Britain, and from there I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. A certain new life. You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder. But the tiara is mine. I need to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovic Ballet gives us only a little food and water. We must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes. And the crew of the ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I can hide in this cabin. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pablo, it creates a most intriguing conundrum. Yes, yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. See what happened. What conundrum, I'm not sure, but... Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose your widow. Pose your widow. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Burias stopped by no port last night. Ah, that's it, of course. So how is it, pray, that you come to be on board? That is not your business. Yes, you're right. You did seem to be hiding something. An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry, what was that? This is how the Russian newspaper described one of my performances. And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens because I'm an angel. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid. Mr. Sholmes said, I can never resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same. A genius descended from the heaven to bring grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. A quote from a very wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact. Yes, Mr. Shelley. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. So a friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right? I don't think an animal is allowed on board according to the rules passage. Oh, please don't tell any of the crew. If they found out my precious, then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. Why? So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes. But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? Is it? No,
Maybe an adorable little rabbit?
no.
Ha! You created Russian as the land of small rabbits, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then? You may well ask. I have no idea. Ah, you two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken.
Really?
Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call, daily fresh eggs, and when adversity strikes, it can satisfy the needs of sustenance. So, you eat your friends? I'll remember that.
No.
Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. Ha 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 ha. He's obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. Miss Pavlova, would you take a look at this?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Mr. Naruto, you're fighting the poor girl. Oh, sorry. Wasn't trying to. This is a diary of my friend who passed away.
His diary?
Yes, and he wrote it in the last night before he died. Something a little unusual, it reads. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m. What looks like to be some sort of a speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? I don't understand.
It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall.
In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh,
Miss Pavlova?
has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean anything to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No, I don't know anything.
Oh. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Yes, what? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once. Please. Alright. I will come now. What? You must leave now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us.
Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Roy.
Get out. The passenger said out. Or you want me to throw you out? It looks like we'll have to investigate this captain until later. What a pity.
What a pity.
So we lost our chance. And we still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. We were ceremoniously chased out. Let's just say we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside.
I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. Wish we managed to find some clue to what that speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. I imagine that we won't be able for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door.
He's clearly glaring at us, as to say, don't ever think about it. Oh, wait a minute.
What is it?
Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go?
Oh yes, he's completely disappeared.
When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. What? What are you looking at like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh no, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I'll show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand?
Understand.
What should I do? I should steer clear away from him till he's forgotten my face.
I don't think he'll ever forget your face or Honor-san.
Oh shit. Oh, I pressed it again. Oh my god.
Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hazard hasn't escaped.
What do you mean escapes?
Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? And remember what he said about allowing you out of his cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you.
Oh yes. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. This is where Kazuma spends final moments writing his diary.
Kazuma-san investors are very true in his words. I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery in our house now.
We will. So this is the ventilator that joins Miss Fowler's cabin?
Yes, that's right.
Just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. A speckled band, as he described it.
Only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we are.
Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything about.
I'm not sure.
Ah, you're back. Inspector,
What happened to you? Your faces.
please, don't worry about it. Please don't worry about it. They're just scratches. When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and then toss me over. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing real. Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin.
Yes, so I understand.
Oh,
I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German though. Explains it. Shall we compare notes then? We can tell you. Shall we compare notes then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. What? Nikolona Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, we're self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel. Oops, I think I've said him before. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least. Oh, how? Because angels do not go around committing crimes, do they?
Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful?
If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job.
Oh, I see.
Ah, there's one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what?
Yes, to us, Inspector, please.
What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Borea's medical officer has finished his examination of the body and managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report?
Kazuma-sama.
So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no traces of poison in the system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet. But the fact is, there are no sizable wounds. It's just it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see.
What about his nerves running through his spine to the brain? A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility no obvious wound would be left.
Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If you might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, wouldn't I? Ah, oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, wasn't he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. This shoe polish, was what he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there by the broken glass, do you see? Ah, so perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, you think? Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know it? That is shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is this, Sasa-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan heel. Dark tan? Sort of dark brownish red then? Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the Polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffled the floor? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes were boring in the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no. Well, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asoli-san. It was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. A heavy head? My head's still throbbing too. So it's clear these letters were written, ink that somehow spilled on the floor, and they spelled the Russian word for a wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruto-san, as you were sleeping in it. But to be truly ambiguous, I should have spelled out my name, do you think? Oh. Or either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words or word in Russian. Which begs the questions, why did he write it? It really is such a beautiful color, this glass. Looks like whatever has broken clean in two, but the other half is nowhere to be seen. And then there's the brick-colored mark, which is the shoe polish, according to that great detective we know about. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe, but what I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course. That's hardly a reason, is it? You, where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin there. Listen, what? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. That new Japanese was it. Later, I will roll him into a ball and throw him in cold room. Ooh, he's gone. Back to guarding his door. I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble in our apartment. He really gone on his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him out for a steak at La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Hodo-san. All the books provided for passengers to copy in this cabin neatly arranged in the shop. They're all over the place when we first left the island, if you remember. Oh yes, and we tied them all in. You have to look after this ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now they're neatly lined up. I can relax when things are untidy. There are rules of I've investigated thoroughly, but look no, Hodo-san. Senior Stroganoff is gone. Strong enough? The burly Russian soldier who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Ugh, all those Russian names are impossible to remember. La, la, la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. La, 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 la. I did it, the great thing. Miss Carolyn, I know that lark-like voice. Never mind that now. There's a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Fowler's cabin and we can investigate. Definitely. Before that, Stroganoff crewman comes back. It's Stroganoff. Not strangely not. Susan. Oh, Where's she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste now, Hana-san. We must investigate quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-san. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case now, Hana-san. Ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. You think that's a good regardless of seat? Perhaps he's talked with Zero. Exactly the same as the bookcase next door in Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps. But it seems Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase. I don't know. Was she really practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked him all over in a fit of rage. Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know? Well, anyway, I'll set them straight up again here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Horasan, are you there? Sorry, I'm right here. Yes? Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed in the wardrobe while I was looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know? Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone would fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding. No luck. Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside, but according to the detective's great deduction, he was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, our friend she keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard this is great. There's just a few books over there, so nothing else. Well, Miss Pavlova's only around thinking about my side. She's hardly occupied the cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. I see that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's weird to ask too much of people now, honey. Can't remember that. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a look inside and see what's been thrown away? No, hold on. It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. Oh well, that's a little disappointing. It seems this teapot is empty. So a natural conclusion that the Russians are very thirsty people.
Or because Miss Pereira came in this cabin last night. She hasn't had a chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you? I hold this out. I wonder what that little saucer is doing on the floor.
Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. Maybe it's like put there deliberately.
Ah, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
What? A leak?
Is this ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if there's a little leak on the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship's going to sink.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
This cabin door has the same simple sort of auto dash that our cabin door has. If the board's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not a particularly heavy duty door, is it? Still, it shouldn't slide across its own accord, would it?
No, and the door is made out of metal. There's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
And it seals up perfectly too to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me, passing a thread through a crack around the door either.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, look. Oh, you never know when he's going to turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something he seems to by himself. Excuse me. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight me? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing. I was just about to reach a conclusion. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is a good time to run. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log and penned by the stuff we built. Oh yes, the ship's log. Did you find out anything useful from it? After 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank, which means that there's nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so you truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Aha. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever you do mean, Mr. Sholmes. Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. We've seen the same crewman off stands entry in the first class passageway. He has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. Precisely. For simply the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night starts to blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. You mean? Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? It remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I will stake my life on it. You must log your ship's log in your mental file. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes. Brilliant. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Is something wrong? Sir Sachi-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. Sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too?
Ah, what's that? Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. We'll stop hard starboard. All hands brace for impact. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand such a... Well, that's me. Chisato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruto-san. Looks like we avoided collision. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruto-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there? Naruto-san? Abort the door quickly. What? The boat? Look at that. Door's bolted. Did you do that, Chisato-san? No, I didn't touch it. But that's strange. How do... And look at the books. They're just like they were before again. Now, Hoda-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? I better tie this place up first. Oh man. Finish. Wow. Alright. It's time to end it there. I think it's time for some Street Boomer. I'm no good at Street Boomer.
Street Fighter 6. Fighting ground. Arcade glory.
Survivalist, heroic as a tiger is. Earn my stripes cause you know I'm do or die with this. Journey started young, super hard headed. Call me crazy, but
Shall
you
we
is not my
begin then?
psychiatrist. Been through a lifetime of strife and strife.
Nice shawl. A developing nation of little significance, tucked away in a remote corner of Asia. There is but one reason I chose to support such a country by hosting a martial arts tournament. I required a front for my money laundering operation, and yet... Nice shawl. Here's to a fair fight.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round one. Fight. Nice shot. Here's to a fair fight. Hope you're ready. Round one. Fight. No. So. No. 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 So. No. No. Away. No. 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 Move. No. Sonic boot. No. Sonic boot. No. No. No.
But JP's OP.
Expecting your story to be more interesting. Round two. Fight. Now observe. Accept your soul. JP win! USA. Make it a scrappy fight! Nice shot. Here's to a fair fight.
No mercy for you.
Round one. Fight. No. No. Is that it then? Round two. Fight. No. I must refuse. No. Away. Now observe. You JP wins! Nice shot. And yet, in an unexpected twist, the tournament placed a great many people on my path. Those who seek my acquaintance, those who seek to stop me, and those who seek to use me. It's rather fascinating. Am I to count you among their number, young lady?
So you're Johann Petrovich. Mind if I ask you a thing or two about my uncle?
Not in the slightest. Here's to a fair fight.
You call, I answer!
Round one. Fight!
My uncle.
Yo. Yo, I might lose.
Going to tell me everything you know!
No.
Kimberly wins! 9! Very well. Here's to a round one. Fight!
My uncle used to work with you. Did it?
I'm afraid I... So it goes. No. Away. Think away. Move. No. Keep to yourself. Round 2. Fight! Don't go. Away. Now observe. I must refuse. Now observe. No. Away. So it goes. Care to hear how this ends? In ruin. Goodbye, Miss Jackson. JP, win! Prepare a crowd, an arena, and a prize. And people swarm in like moths to a flame. Come to think of it, Bison himself had a penchant for incorporating martial arts tournaments into his plans for world domination. Utterly illogical. And yet, I think I'm beginning to understand the appeal.
Thanks for playing. Congratulations!
Perfect.
Yo, I'm tired of playing the sidelines. Gotta make my own highlights. It's time to heat up for the fight of my life. Show 'em what I got, cause you know that it's my time. Rock till I fall, boy. Give it my all, boy. Got me feeling like I can fight 'em all, boy.
Practice versus Special Online Arcade. Fighting round. Practice combo try.
You Come on. It's time to train. Come on. It's time to train.
Alright, I think that's all for tonight.